And we are back with another No Ego, Just Business podcast. Today I have the Lash Queen with me, Marjorie. She's heading in on $3 million in sales. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yay! Thank you so much for receiving me.
Amazing. We were discussing some really interesting things before about manifesting and witchcraft. I can't wait to get into that. But first, tell me a little bit about you. Where do you come from? Where are you from? Where were you born? Tell me.
Yes, so I'm born in Laval. I'm from Laval, super French family. My parents, anyone was speaking only French, myself as well. So yeah, I had to learn English the hard way and now Spanish. And now I have a lash lift business. So it's about getting your lashes. You can do it if you want. We get your lashes, we curl it, no glue, no extensions, and we put it black. So you can have a mascara look anytime. So that's the niche I'm in. I started in the basement of my parents doing lashes, that kind of story.
So people were coming to your home to get it done.
Exactly. My parents' home in the basement was not glamorous at all. It was the place where they would put any furniture, whatever. It was like nothing. And I really started just to round my month. I will say like, oh, I'm going to work for a company.
Of course.
And then do that on the side. I never thought I would be sitting here on the run for the $3 million of my business. Never thought.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that you started?
So I started 10 years ago.
Okay.
So it's not an overnight success. It's been ongoing because first I had a service business. I was doing service to clients. Then I became a trainer. So I started training other lash lift technicians to do my job. And then I started my product line. And the $3 million is the product line.
For those of you listening, that is the perfect ascension of business right there. Service, training people to do the service, and then moving to product. I love that.
3 different kind of businesses, but that made me, I really started from the bottom. So I truly understand my clients, what they're going through. So the talking and the message is quite different and I understand them more.
Okay. And when you were starting out, like, tell me about the service. Like, what pushed you to move to the product?
So at first I was doing the service and I was really known. I started with eyelash extensions actually. But at that time, it was not known much. And it was really the long length, spider look. Everybody had super long, the longer, the better. And I was always a little bit more natural. So I was like, what about multiple length? What about doing a cat eye?
Okay.
So that's how I started services and I started to get known is because my eyelash extensions were more natural. So this is how I started to get known. Then for the lash lift, I actually didn't want to do that.
Okay.
First of all, I wanted to be niche in extension, and I didn't thought it was that much of a thing. Lash lift was like too natural. You didn't see it much. There was no training at that time. It was a piece of paper you will get with products. But one of my clients got elsewhere because I didn't want to do it and she got burned.
Oh, shit.
The lashes got fried. And this is where I start, okay, this is not an easy thing and I don't like easy. So this is where I start to get known about the burning of lashes and I start talking about it on social media. So sometimes when you talk about the dark side, the flip side, something that is the secret, dirty secret under the muppet, that's what get me more known.
Interesting. So you portraying the problem and then talking about the solution kind of put you on the map.
Yeah, and I burned the lashes of an influencer.
You?
Yeah, I burned too. So I got somebody, my client burned, I'm like, I'm gonna make it right. And then by learning and everything, and it happened to me too, I burned too, I failed too, and I used it to learn more. So then I started to get a lot of attention.
You actually publicized your failure.
Not on the spot, because my ego was there. But later on, today's a nice story, how I manage because you don't want that to happen. Because I did lose the trust of that influencer on the long run. So that was a bite of my hand. So I'm trying to learn from it, and then I share it to others so they don't have to go through the same mistakes.
Okay.
And for products, what put me there is the conscious of healthy lashes, but also I wanted to put vegan. Like there was like animal products.
Okay.
And at that time, it didn't make sense for me. So I really was one of the first line to be fully vegan. So that kind of vision. So I like to think different. And this is something you always need to keep in mind in business. If you're about to do the same things as others, I don't see why you will succeed. I don't see why. You need to think different, out of the box. Don't follow the same road as everyone. Break the rules, break the way, talk about the dark, the secret dirty. And that's going to help.
So how is your business set up right now? Is it solely selling products? Is it a product plus service? Is it training? Like, how's it set up? Is it a Shopify store?
So as long as 10 years, it's been changing nonstop, moving around, but always getting better. And with the pandemic happening and everything, I just went with what my heart was telling was to go fully online. Okay. So now it's really e-commerce. 90% is the products,
wow,
the distribution, and 10% is online training. So we no longer do services. I had to drop it. It's just that a point. Is 3 different businesses. So you need to choose what works more and is more aligned with the lifestyle that you want. I travel a lot. So it was like, it really pushed me into that direction naturally. But now it's really an e-commerce distribution product line.
That's amazing.
Yeah, for other lash lift tech.
How was it? Okay. So
I'm like
almost B2B, yeah.
It's a B2B because I'm really to lash lift tech professional, lash lift technician. However, I can transform any queen from the public into a lash lift tech.
That's amazing.
Because that's what I do. And then if they're successful, I'm going to be at the same time. Woman empowering vibe.
Yeah, of course. And is your training, like, do you charge for it? Is it free? How does that work?
I charge for it. I'm pretty much maybe one of the most expensive training because now you can have training for anything at any price. However, I don't really care because I know like the training I give is beyond just do lashes because you're starting a business, right? So I do talk really about business, pricing. That's the thing. Woman has the most hard price their product, price their services, pricing, charging people.
Yeah.
So I do talk about a lot charging, and we really go beyond just doing step A, B, C. I need to say why you're doing A, why you're doing B, because E, F can happen, but then you're gonna have a G, H, Y happening, and I need to make sure my student understand the movement so they can adapt. So I try to build leaders of their own success. Because if I don't want children, I don't want always asking mommy, what should I do? No, I want you to become your own fucking mom. So that's how I teach now, but it's been years I'm teaching. So that's how the business evolved.
That's amazing.
In training, recreate, and redo all the time.
Just it's a constant cycle of rebirths and deaths.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, that's...
The phoenix keep rising all the time.
And how much does a technician, like, or someone that takes your training, how much can they hope to earn?
So usually the price average for lash lift treatment will be $100.
Okay.
And then when they get used to the like speed and everything, 45 minutes, 35 minutes, they can pretty much get it done. That's what you can aim for.
And that translates on a monthly basis to...
Depends how much clients you have, but usually if you have like 5 clients per day, you have 500 per day, then you do 5 days a week, 2,500. That's a 10,000 per month. So you could reach a 6-figure at the end of the year, but that's not gonna happen with one training overnight. Like, this is not how it works. You need to build it, but it's possible. And some people are doing that amount. So now there's proof It's just about reaching the apple for you as well.
Tell me about some of your success stories.
I do have a woman. She's 23 years old.
Wow.
She started 6 years ago. So she was really 17. And she went from Saguenay, which I don't know how many hours, 5 hours? I'm not sure. She went to do my in-class training. At that time, there was no online. And she went to do my in-class training. And then I just brought her on my podcast last week to talk about it. And now she's doing lash lift in the afternoon because she likes to have her day off to do her thing. She's also studying university, but she doesn't understand what she's doing it. So she might drop off. We'll see about that. And she's traveling the world too. She's traveling because lash lift, you redo your clients every month, 2 months. So you can't go travel for a month. Won't matter. So she's having her dream life and she started at 17 with me. But we do the training and then after it's online, I see her name pops out in the orders time to time. So that's one of our success stories.
That's amazing.
I know, right?
Yeah, congratulations. It's such an accomplishment, honestly, to be able to
I love it.
be successful, but also pass on the success to others.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's everything about what I believe being an entrepreneur is like.
Yeah. And when I started to do training, people were like, oh, wait, you're going to give all your secrets to other and you're going to build your competition. And I'm like, competition of what? There's so much women in the world that can get a lash lift. And we're not talking about the man market. There's enough lashes everywhere. So it's like building competition. How many clients can you take? 100 max? You just need to reach 100 person in lash lift. And we're just in Quebec 8 million. And you're telling me I'm gonna build competition? No, I'm building more clients.
Yes, you are.
Actually, and it's just the more we get known. Lash lift is not known. I guess, have you heard before lash lift?
No, I got my toes done for the first time last week, but
It's so nice.
Yeah, it is.
Having a pedicure. I know that. It's just the beginning. You're gonna get more and more things. But yeah, lash lift is not known yet in the public. It's just the beginning. So we're at that point where there's really expansion coming, and I'm seeing from the international world because I'm screening. So right time is a good time to start.
So you're excited. You're excited. You're building. That's great. I'm really grateful that I'm catching you in this moment because it's it's a great moment to document.
Yay! Oh my God! Yeah, I can come back in a few years. I'm gonna be at how many millions?
Like 10,
we'll
20,
see.
30. I think that's very possible with what you're building.
Yeah, and that's my product line. So every dollar I sell is making how much in my clients' hands.
Yeah.
Because I sell products, then they can do service. And the cost of a lash lift, it's actually $3 to do a lash lift, but they charge 100. So we're not talking about 10x, it's even
30x.
more.
Yeah.
So 1 million in sales for me
is a lot of empowerment.
Is a lot of money in my clients' hands, way much more. And this is what I love about it.
Wow. So 1 million for you is 30 million for the world.
At least.
That's cool.
At least.
I love how you see it.
You need to calculate your impact. So this is what makes me the most proud. It's not actually my millions, it's the millions they make. Because I love when my queens make money. They can travel as they want. They can make the schedule of work they want. They can work from home and be with their children. They can really build it as they want.
So I introduced you wrong. I shouldn't have been the lash queen. It's the lash mommy, honestly.
Mommy? Oh no, I'm not a mom to them.
No.
I'm queen with queens.
Queen with
I like
queens.
that.
Okay, cool. And do you have any children of your own? I'm just curious.
Not
now.
even.
Okay.
Oh my God. I have plans. And that's enough.
That's enough.
One is about to die. I'm crying.
We're mourning that.
So no children.
Okay.
Double queen is my child, I can say.
What does your schedule look like, your daily schedule?
It's always changing. If I truly want, I could not work for a week. if I truly want. But that's not
We're beyond
much.
that.
If I travel, like I just been to Greece for a month, like my winter was 1 month in Asia, 1 month in Mexico, and 1 month in Greece. And I just came back. So, I can do that. That's like my schedule. If I'm really sick, I can be dead for a week. It's going to be fine. I have an amazing team soon. But the development of the business is on my side, and I'm like the public figure for it, but always changing. I cannot have a routine.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So it's really changing.
Dynamic, and yeah, that's great. You kind of made it. I don't even know where to take it anymore. I mean,
Anything.
yeah. Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. So, okay. So you did mention a little bit about manifesting. I mean, I guess let's start with this. Why lashes? Just kind of what it was. What was the process of growing it? How did you even have the idea of doing the product? Like,
So first, I wasn't a hostess, bus girl in the restoration, and it's actually a dude there who talked to me about it,
wow.
about lashes, and it was like, I was going to, so I've done my high school, then cégep, which is like pre-university. And then before my university, I was going in business because I liked it. Before that, I wanted to do beauty school. And I wanted to do it before university because I knew if I go to university, then I'm going to do my work forever. But beauty school was just because I like to do things on myself.
Okay.
Because I didn't have the money to pay as well. So DIY on everything beauty. So I wanted to learn it from me. And then I've been talking about lashes, and I was like, what? There's lash extensions? Like you don't have to put mascara every day. So it's really my hate towards mascara and putting makeup and then removing. I guess but when you remove mascara, like you burn, like it burns for 30 minutes.
I did not know.
Cry. Like it's a torture, but I was like, I couldn't not put mascara. So I was like stuck in that. So the fact that I could remove that pain from other women, telling them that mascara is going in the garbage and you just waterproof and you can just run the world, that was what put me into it.
Wow.
So personal passion, but really more like I freaking hate mascara.
You were experiencing the problem.
Yeah, and it was fixing myself too first. So I'm the first client of that service because you need to believe in your product or your service in order to sell it. That's so weird for me to sell something you don't believe in. It's the same, an alignment. You can feel it.
And speaking of feeling, like besides business and lash work, like what are some other things that you believe in and preach about?
Well, we've been talking about it. You want to go into it?
I would love to go into witchcraft, please.
So just to put in context, right before we start that podcast, we were just talking about what I had planned today. So after that podcast, I have some testing for new products coming for Novo Queen. But then I'm going to see some of my friends who are like witches. And I cannot express how weird is that, but we just talk about the moon, full moon, make wishes, and it's kind of a manifestation process. So I do have that, woman circle. That's how I met them. And we created those relationships that are so amazing. So that's like a safe space for me where I can be emotive, like emotional. I can be anything. So in balance of business, which is great, I think you need to find a circle for emotional support. And that's what my witches are for.
That's amazing.
So yeah, it's full of love.
And what are some gifts that you've received by doing these rituals?
Gift. Well, when you do those like full moon rituals, we're really talking about this. So like in new moon, you make wishes. And during the full moon, the next full moon happened, you see what you manifested or what was created.
So it's a 30-day wait period.
Kind of. But sometimes you do ask questions or wishes, but they won't happen exactly as you want on the full moon. But it's just to give you a time to process it.
Okay.
Because if no days goes in business, go next. You're never like really grateful, satisfied. You're just like, I have 1 million. I want a second million. Like you never really. So I like the grounding of a full moon cycle ritual. It can be any way of ritual. It doesn't have to moon, but it grinds you back of like, okay, what is I'm looking for right now? A month later, what was like, did I get the answers? Did I need to make more wishes, stuff like that? Or did I got the answer that I didn't think I would have, but I did got another one? So it's just a time of reflect that anyone can use in their own ways. Doesn't have to be a moon thing, but it can be because much more fun.
I like that. I like that it's like, okay, like these are the parameters, but really this is what's happening under the hood. It's about thinking about what I want, waiting for it, giving it time to grow, giving time for life to kind of show me the way. So I love that. You know, my business partner, he has a saying. He says, if you're going to make a big decision, give it 30 days. And it's like, I think it's in nature with kind of what you're mentioning. It's sometimes if you want something or you want to change something or do a big pivot, sometimes you got to give it time to see if like that's really the way you want to go. So
I have that rule too, but I'm giving myself 3 days.
3 days.
30 days is quite long, but 3 days to process something. So let's say something, and that comes from Drake, by the way. I saw a reel from Drake and he's saying like when he had, rumors going around him and everything, his mom told him, wait 3 days before reacting.
Okay.
To see if, is it...
If it's really that. No.
Well, so every time he waits for 3 days, he's not going to answer back because he's already gone on something else. So sometime when I have big decision, you can wait for 30 days, but sometimes you don't have that time.
The luxury.
So 3 days is quite cool that I like. Similar, but sometimes it's so big that you need more time. So I totally agree with you. 3 days is when something get me emotional.
Okay.
Fire. I want to break everything. I'm just like, don't talk to that person because you're too emotional. Wait 3 days. And to be honest, you need to wait as long as you're no longer emotional, because then you can have a true conversation on solutions.
Yeah.
If not, it's going to be, you did that and then it's just going to be defense, offense.
Yeah, there's no solution.
Construction.
Amazing. Yeah. Oh, that's a great way of saying it. I love there's no construction. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of these moments?
It happens all the time. And
Same
when
here.
you reach millions, doesn't stop. So yeah, I just had one actually a month and a half ago. I was going to a trade show in Toronto for Novo Queen. So we're known in French, but not that much in English. So we're getting known. So I was like, I'm going to get physical in a trade show with my booth. And then something happened with the staff. So right before going. So I was literally panicking in a way that it's been a rare time. I didn't see me panic like that. And the interesting timing is that right before I decide to vlog the behind the scene of running my business, multi-7-figure business. So I decide that. And then I was thinking about it. Manifestation, I told you, watch the fuck out. Because I told myself, it would be so great to vlog about panic in the business, me crashing down. Literally 2-3 weeks after there was the eclipse. First of all, we had a huge eclipse, and I literally said to the eclipse if the shit must goes down, go, I'm ready. I really said that to the eclipse. Then some witches told me, never make wishes to eclipse. It's too strong. I'm like, too late. I've done it. So 2-3 weeks after that, the shit hit the fan. And then I opened my camera and I'm like, I'm going to film it right on the moment. So you see me navigate on spot the trade show. So that's a vlog that I put on my YouTube channel, the Novo Queen YouTube channel. So I have that. And then the podcast, I told you I have a podcast as well. It's not the same content. YouTube is really behind the scene when shit goes down or what's going day to day. And podcast is more my expertise side. Okay, that shit went down. You can see how I manage on the spot. But now it's been months. This is what I would have done differently, and this is how I would manage. So you're seeing that side, and one of the most biggest lesson I got from that happening just 2 months ago was that I actually was supported, but I didn't see it because I was not supported in the way I think I should be. And it's always like that for anyone. We think we need that job or that precise person helping you. So, and when that doesn't happen as you want, because you're kind of a control freak, so you're like, this is not happening as planned, I'm going crazy. But actually, I was so well supported during the whole process. I had 2 lash lift technicians, which are my clients, which were invited, and the trade show went amazingly. It was so cool, so fun, so well. So I was like, yeah, actually, do I really need that support? Actually, no. But I had to go through it to see it. So I'm actually grateful, really grateful it happened this way.
It's a testament to you raising your ceiling too, right? Because like you were there, you could have not done it, but they're like, okay, I'm going to a new territory, I'm getting a booth, It's a new thing. Like
without staff. I didn't have any staff with me where I was supposed to. I had just 2 lash lift tech, which are not my employees. But they were self-leading women. And when you're surrounded by self-leading people and you're not the mommy, it just goes like a breeze. It went like a breeze. It was really amazing. I had to go through it to realize like how much those situations stretch what you can hold in terms of self-power. So I'm really looking at it now and I'm like, hell yeah, I'm so happy it happened. But if you look at the YouTube video, you're gonna see another part. It's like, but that always happened. And something I shared was like, when you run a business, it's like starting doing box.
You like to box?
I used to do it. And you get, well, I never done fights, so I never got really punched in the face. I'm too fragile little flower in that side. I'm a lady. I don't like to get punched, but it's the same vibe that the first punch hits so hard. And then you start boxing more, and then you start to like know how to know, and then you got hit again, and then you learn. So starting your business is really like starting boxing. You're gonna get hit, it's gonna hurt, you're gonna learn, continue. The hit's still gonna come, but you're gonna start having some kind of numbness to you. So you see professional boxer, they can get hit and it's not gonna hurt as the first hit because they know life continues and the match continues. So I like to use boxing as I refer to that.
That's great. You know, there's it's a great saying that I love. It's like the game is just not to die. Like, you know, in business, it's like, yeah, it's growing and that's fine, but really just don't die and just keep going.
And that precise survivor mode is the most powerful thing that each human has, which is like that inner fire. You're not gonna let yourself die. We're not wired this way. We're always gonna fight for our survival. So when you tap into that personal power, like you're unbeatable, and you can tap in without being in chaos. When you learn to tap into that without having so much pressure, everything went down, like you're unbeatable. If you can learn how to tap into your personal power, because it's always there. You don't need to lose your job, live in your car, stuff like that to have that kind of fire. You can have it anytime.
And what do you do for fun?
I love bachata.
Really?
Yeah.
You like to dance?
Bachata. Yeah, I love to dance. So that's a really personal hobby I like to do, completely separate from work. But I actually sometimes meet amazing connection, amazing people. Yeah, sometimes I find models for lash lift. So beautiful looking woman. And I'm like, come to my studio. I'll make some photo. So you can always mix a little bit both. But yeah, bachata, salsa, I love. Travel.
That's great. I feel like we covered a lot.
You're satisfied?
Are you?
We give a lot of golden nuggets for people here.
I feel like we did. Charles.
Charles.
Wow. It's actually one of the shorter ones, but I feel like there was so much juice there.
There was a lot of juice. When I saw Charles, every drop was like,
Yeah.
like giving like, let's go. Well, it's for you. It's for you.
I'm very happy.
Satisfied.
I'm very happy with what I got. Unless there's one last thing you want to share, maybe a message to like 10 years ago, right? Is when you started. So you were young. A message to that young girl that's kind of just wants to, DIY her beauty or something.
I have a phrase that I always say, like, it's go for it, queen, that I really like. But what I will say for people who's starting, it took me 6 months to get my first client on the lash table. 6 months. So I have people sometimes telling me, it's been a month. No one is coming. I'm like,
boo-hoo.
It's been 6 months and now I run a multi-7-figure business on it. So it's just about keep going. And Gary Vee say this, like everybody say the same things, but people won't believe it until they're living it. But it's not, there's no timeline for that. It's really about continue, and you need to accept no's to deserve a yes. So you keep going for no's and one day you're gonna have a yes. So that's how I started. 6 months of people saying no.
I love that. Thank you so much for being on the show.